audience, so start thinking. So first things first, ladies, you are both known for writing some fierce female characters. I want to know where that's coming from, what you guys were like as kids. And I know we didn't talk about this yesterday, but surprise.
Were you fierce as a kid?
No, oh my God, no. No, not even a little bit. I was super shy and I read all the time. And I remember like my parents decided to send me on a bike tour of Europe one summer so that I would socialize with other people. And and they only let me bring like 2 books, which they knew would last me like 2 days. So basically what I did was bike through Europe, never speak to anyone, and spend my life scrounging and stealing books.
I was also not a fierce person. I'm trying to think my most fierce moment as a child. In my head, I was fierce because I had this huge imagination and I was daydreaming about like being a ninja and or a really cool assassin. I had all these fantasies about this person that I was on the inside, so not that person on the outside. But I very distinctly remember this moment in 1st grade when I was on the playground, off by myself daydreaming, because that's what I did during recess. And I noticed this other 1st grader being picked on by a 2nd grader. And I thought, there is an injustice in the world and it must be fixed. And I marched right up to that 2nd grader and I said, "Don't bully him." And he punched me in the eye. And so I got my first and only black eye.
So in your books, obviously the stakes are sky high. Usually, can you guys hear me? Like, it's pretty much the end of the world is a possibility, right? But what drives both your series for all across the board is the interpersonal relationships and the characters and what they're going through and our concern for them. How do you guys strike that balance? Because it's fantasy and sci-fi, but really it's characters that all your readers care about.
I mean, I think it's the difference between outside stakes and personal stakes. And there's a famous screenwriting book called Save the Cat that talks about the movie Alien and how we're all there to see whether the alien eats everybody. But like the actual highest stake moment is will or will not Ripley not save the cat that's on the alien spaceship and get it to safety, which as a cat person, I totally agree with. And what it's talking about, like as a microcosm, is that while we're all kind of like reading to see whether Voldemort defeats the world, we're actually really kind of more there to see how does Harry grow as a person, how does his relationships with Ron and Hermione change, how is he gonna get together with, how are these friendships gonna play out, is Draco gonna turn out to be the Weasley he appears to be? Yes. All of that stuff is actually the stuff that really compels us to keep going because we're people and we're compelled by personal stakes. And so I think that, when you're talking about that kind of thing, you're talking about, character first. And I think that is, for most of us, the most important thing when we read.
Because speaking of groups of people that you become attached to, you both cut your teeth in fan fiction, which has become sort of a contentious topic lately, unsurprisingly. But so tell me your opinion about fan fiction, and I know, Cassie, you're not reading it of your own work, right?
No.
But talk about that a little bit.
I don't read it of my own work, but I support people writing it, I think it's great. I just don't want to read it and get confused about what actually happened in my books. And feel like, well, as you know, Magnus Malloy had a very big wedding and invited, Kate and Will and their 2 children from, the royal family. And then I'll be like, actually, I did not write that happening. So I don't read it, but I love that people write it, and I know it's, an act of, great love. I would say fanfiction has always been contentious. As long as I have ever written fanfiction or known anything about it, it has been contentious in one way or another, is good practice.
Yeah, if anything, I feel like it's becoming less contentious with things like 50 Shades of Grey, or even authors like you and me, who were not shy about saying, we wrote fan fiction.
When people used to really work very hard to hide it.
Exactly, yeah, and I think, we've reached a stage where it doesn't have this black cloud hanging over it. Maybe in some cases, but by and large, I think that we can recognize there are a lot of benefits to writing it, whether it's practice for becoming a professional writer later on. There's also, like, for me, I love that there is fan fiction of my books, largely because I know I can only write one book a year. Whereas if there's fan fiction out there, it can keep the fandom alive, it gives you something more to talk about, it lets you involve yourself in that world and those characters in a way that I simply wouldn't be able to provide for the readers. And so I think it's a great thing for both the readers and the fandom, but also for the writers, because it keeps your story kind of front and center in the minds of the fans.
And then so much of it is about community, right? For the readers, it's all about community. So one question for you guys that spins off of that. If you were going to write fan fiction now, what would you be writing it about?
New Star Wars, because I loved old Star Wars, and then I didn't really like the prequels very much. But now we have new awesome Star Wars, and I would totally write some Storm Pilot stuff. Until I get in there. But I'm not gonna do that. Those are good deadlines.
Grishaverse.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Where Nikolai just happens to meet this lovely, charming girl named Marissa.
I've always on writing retreat with Lee, so I feel like if I was doing that, she's like, "What are you doing?
It's so awkward. I could never admit it to her.
I know. I'd be like, I've written a story. It's called Cassie Loves Cass.
Is she still backstage? Because, you know, we can tell her right now. Who is your author idol?
Lainey Taylor.
Tolkien.
Plotter or Panzers?
Plotter.
Plotter.
Hugely Plotter.
Okay, all right. Hogwarts house?
Ravenclaw.
Yes! Get that one. Okay, dogs or cats?
Cats.
That's
Must-have writing snack? Stuff them.
Can I say wine?
Yes, you can.
can I say caffeine? Is that a snack? Or
Yes.
just like a chemical?
Both. Heroes or
Tap it into the veins.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
tell you.
let's just go. There. Shot. Heroes or villains, guys?
Villains.
All right, here's a tough one. Yallfest or Yallwest? I went there.
I don't know. I'm not sure I want to get involved. I was at Yallfest and Yallwest this year. I feel like I pledged my loyalty to both.
They're both so spectacular.
They're both awesome.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, the superpower you guys covet, and I think I may have an insight into yours, since she never sleeps.
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah.
vicariously, I mean, my character Nova, she kind of has two superpowers. One, she never sleeps, but then also she can put other people to sleep with her touch. But yeah, the never sleep thing, that was totally a wish fulfillment, because I'm this like crazy overachiever. I'm like, just think of all the things you could get done, all of the books that you could read if you never had to sleep, which is probably a really unhealthy attitude about sleep. But
I really love sleeping. I enjoy
I
it.
also love sleeping. I just wish that I didn't have to.
I get that. I totally get that. Teleporting. I would like to be able to teleport.
Teleporting is pretty cool. Yeah.
That would make book tours so much
Exactly.
easier.
I love going on book tour. I love meeting people. I hate flying. So if I could just teleport, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, your favorite one true pairing in somebody else's work?
Oh no. Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Man.
We get along so well.
You were raising your 7-year-old right.
It's all in.
Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy.
All right, here's a tough one. Your favorite one true pairing in your own work?
I'm sorry. Like, I mean, they're definitely like maybe like a top 10 or something like that, but I don't think that I could pick between them. So I guess I'll pick Magnus. Magnus just hanging out with Magnus.
Really cool. I'll take that. Sure. All right, last question for me is, what are you guys reading now? And then we're gonna do audience questions, and then the surprise, guys. Get ready.
So I just finished reading Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia? And it was phenomenal. It's about this girl that has created this online web comic, and it's like gone viral and it's hugely successful, but then as this teenager, she's like this totally awkward, nerdy teenager, and I had so many flashbacks to when I used to write fan fiction, and it really, related to this character on so many levels, and really, really loved it.
Warcross by Marie Lu. I love Marie, and I love all of her books, and I feel like she's just gotten better and better with each book, and Warcross has so much in it that I love, that's so much fun. It has a fabulous, strong female lead. It has all these elements from anime and gaming and K-drama that I truly love, and so like if you love any of those things, I think you probably love it.
Okay, so that's it for our vlogs from Yallfest. I hope you guys enjoyed. We had a lot of fun filming them. I was a little awkward at first, but it's okay. But I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed our tour of Charleston / what we were doing throughout the day. So yeah, that got awkward real fast. I don't know how to end these things. Anyway, thanks for watching. Comment if you went to Yallfest, if maybe like we saw each other in passing, that would be really cool. Anything like that, just let me know what you thought. So I'll see you guys next time.